so here you are, musician. I'm Irish. I find it difficult.
Yes. Not as difficult as I do, I'll tell you.
Because Let Them Talk, which I believe has the highest pre-sales on iTunes of any album ever.
Wow.
That's true, isn't it?
That sounds incredibly unlikely to me, but I'm not going to be the one to contradict you, because why would I do that?
Exactly.
It's not in my interest.
I'm bigging it up.
Yes. Thank you.
And presumably people have been a bit surprised that kind of British actor has done an authentic blues album recorded in New Orleans.
Well, I don't know. You are one of those people, so...
I'm surprised.
Okay.
Anyone else surprised? I'm surprised.
I'm a little surprised.
She's a little surprised.
Well, good. Yes, possibly. I don't really know. The whole thing is such a dreamlike experience for me. I can't really tell. I'm looking forward to reading about it in 5 years' time, when I will, you know, it'll all sort of seem real.
Well, I mean, what you love music, because even in Friar and Laurie, you were always at the piano and everything.
Yes, yes.
But is this kind of what you want to do now?
It is what I've always wanted to do, actually, and... absurd though it may seem. It's what I've always wanted to do, and, of course, I've come to it by a rather odd route. But I got this amazing opportunity to sort of reinvent myself, and I took it with both hands.
Let's not forget your marvellous work in one of the most successful British films of all time. That film is Spice World. Oh. Yes, there you are. Doing your cameo.
Yeah.
Do you have any memory of that day at all?
It was done at the BBC, that's all. 'Cause that's all I can remember. In the BBC lobby, I think.
You were in that film.
I'm pretty sure I was in that film as well.
Yeah, you were.
I was a judge or something.
Yeah.
I remember. They were the reason I did it, I don't know if you were the same, is because I had nephews and nieces, and if I hadn't done it, they would have killed me.
Exactly.
Because I could get their autographs. That's how huge they were. There was this period when they were bigger than anything on the planet, wasn't there?
Exactly.
And I remember Victoria Beckham came up. Not Beckham, she wasn't then. Victoria, whatever she was then.
Adams,
thank you. Posh Spice, I think her name was.
That's how
she came, and she'd read one of my novels. She said, "You wrote a book called The Hippopotamus," and I just fell in love completely. I just thought, what a brilliant, stylish, clever woman. Whatever you think, these Spice Girls, no, they've got something, I think. And actually, I remember the Prince of Wales had his...
lying.
It was before Wikipedia, so how would she have looked it up? But there was the 50th. There was a special show for the 50th birthday of the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles, and they were on it, and I was emceeing it or whatever it was, hosting it, and there was a line-up afterwards. And they were, I mean, they didn't care. That was all girl power, you know, and the Prince of Wales, and, oh, wonderful, lovely, thank you so much. And he got to them, and the first thing, Emma Bunting said to him, she said, "Oh, Sir Highness, sir, do you have a Prince Albert?" And he said, "Yes, I'm his great-grandson, yes." Yeah. "No, do you have one?" He said, "Well, he was the husband of Queen Victoria." Yeah. "No, but..." And he looked at me completely baffled, and he didn't know what a Prince Albert was. So I had to say, "Well, sir, it's an item of intimate jewellery." He said, what do you mean? I said, "No, further south." "Is it called a Prince Albert?" I said, "Yes." And he was like, oh, my heavens, he had to have a lie down, I think. I admired the spunk, as it were, to you know, to... how an Australian would put it, you know, to...
It's an icebreaker.
Yeah, to ask him...
I think we have a picture of the moment he met them. There he is.
Oh, that's me in the background.
Yes,
yeah,
everyone seems very distracted by Jerry. Prince Charles is just pointing at her absent-mindedly.
Do you know, he did tell me, I think it's OK to repeat this, but Prince of Wales did tell me once that the best piece of advice his father had ever given him, he said, when you're doing a photograph and you're doing a line-up and there are women, always look only into their eyes. Don't for a second let your eyes drop to their chest, because that's when the photograph goes on. Yeah. And if you look, he's not looking down. All the rest of us, even us gay boys, are looking at him. He is very smartly sticking to his father's advice.
Because everyone who works with you, they always say you make work fun. Is that...
I didn't say that.
You didn't
no,
say
no, I didn't say that.
I did not.
Yes, you did. You said people... Actually, it sounds kind of annoying. You said people whistled on their way to work when George was on set.
Well, I whistled. Happily so. Yeah, no, he does. He's the man that. No, come on, you.
Let me just say, we had a lot of doctor talk between us.
We did.
There was a lot of...
I didn't understand any of it, but we did have it.
I was surprised you didn't remember... You didn't remember any of it. None of it.
No. He remembers whole reams of stuff, which from considerably longer ago, and I cannot remember any of it. No. I could remember it 10 minutes after I've said it.
So the gobbledygook about half a statin of blah, 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 you know all that.
What was that really long word that you would say?
Supraventricular tachyarrhythmia.
Yeah, that's good.
Now, I'll tell you this.
So good.
When we shot that scene, I did not get that word right. But I've never gotten it wrong since then. It was a horrifying experience. But I think that... how long did you do the show?
8 years.
8 years? And you don't remember any of it?
Nope. I tell you, the one thing I have carried over from then is when I do play another role now and a director says action, I start limping.
Oh, my God.
I'm just like a sort of a dog who's had electrodes attached to him. I just start limping.
Default
Did you ever switch canes just to
throw people?
Just throw people off?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. I switched canes, I switched limps. Nobody noticed.
No, they don't care. They don't care.
And, Britt, if you had to choose, I mean, I don't wish you ill, but if something bad did happen to you, if you were feeling a bit poorly...
make her choose.
Between the doctors?
Yeah. Who would you go to? Would you go to Dr. House there?
Well, it depends on the illness, because you were great with, like, specialty issues, right? You would always find... You would figure out the problem.
Yeah, it was pigeon poo from Africa or something, always with it, yeah.
I don't remember. If you say so.
You were on a show called How.
You know this. No, I think because you would always look... you would look past the obvious choice, the obvious diagnosis. So, I don't know, he may have a one-up on you here.
Well, he does, because I was a pediatrician, so you're too old now.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, you're just like, pass, I don't care.
This is the right choice for me, I think. Yeah.
Just keep pushing that gurney. She's not stopping here. Because Stephen, right, now, because you were one of the earliest people on Twitter. You kind of really took it up. But now you have a kind of love-hate thing. Are you on it at the moment or off it at the moment?
Yes, I'm on it. I've been on it for some years still. I suppose the difference is now that I don't really engage as much. You just can't. So if you think of it as a notice, you put the notice up on the notice board and then you run away before watching anybody read it. So I don't get, you know, it's the comments and the unkindness. I'm very sensitive. It's pathetic after all these years that I am. But I liken it to a swimming pool. People always say to me, oh, but 99% of all the comments you get are very friendly and nice. And I go, yeah, but if you said 99% of the swimming pool is clear, there's just one little turd in the corner, I still wouldn't get in the pool. So it just ruins it for me, unfortunately.
Because Joe likes it. You like social media.
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I spend too much time on it. But I agree, like, I am quite sensitive to it as well. And Instagram I find to be a lot nicer than Twitter.
It is, yes.
I don't know why that is. I think maybe because it's visual-based. But the thing is, I'm a bit of a on Instagram, really, because so you'll find this now that you're on Instagram.
I'm now going to follow you.
Yes, do, please.
I'm off, thanks, bye. The show has peaked. You also do selfies with celebrities.
Oh, my God, yeah, I love doing selfies with celebrities.
But you have a particular way of doing them.
Yeah, because I think, you know, everyone's going to do, like, and all of that stuff, and I don't want those. So I like to have a drink with celebrities, as we are doing this evening, so I'll often hold the glass directly in front of the face of the person I'm taking the picture with.
And it's a good game. So we've got some here. So this is...
Brilliant.
Now, you know who that is. You know who that is, Stephen.
Do I?
Yes, I couldn't guess it either.
Oh.
Does anyone know who that is? Well done. It's Dawn French.
God,
Yes.
I was going to say that.
You're right.
We're holding it off. Who's up next? Who's up next? Now, who's that?
Philip Larkin. No, it can't.
I was having lunch with Philip Larkin.
Anyone? Harry Hill is correct. Yeah. Well done. And the final one's easy. Who's that? Ricky Gervais. Yeah. Yes, it is.
I love doing it because it's so rude.
Yes.
They're all incredibly
and the glass does things.
Yeah.
But we thought we could do a kind of a triple whammy for you tonight.
Yes, please.
Using one of our cameras.
Yes.
And I've got a special wine glass so we can all fit in it. Okay.
Oh,
so
my God.
If you hold this...
What is that?
Brilliant.
Okay, if we stand up. Stand up. Yes. Okay, so you hold it with, can you hold it with one hand?
Yes, I
we
can.
get in
This
there?
camera,
This
this
one
camera. So there's the little monitor on it.
Okay.
So we all got to
Following.
look
So
through
we're
the
all
camera.
here.
Yes. Hang on. So if I
You
get
go
back there-
closer to the thing, and then we all.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
Yes, nearer, 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 like that.
yes, we're in now. Great! Well done. You can Instagram it.
I saw that in the corridor.
And you were thinking Graham's problems got worse. Because Emma and you were the power couple of comedy in the early 80s. It is true. Cambridge Footlights.
Listen to the man. Listen to the man.
No, you were the president.
research,
You were the
Graham.
president of the Footlights at Cambridge.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
which position? You were
Vice president.
Vice president.
She was my vice.
Couldn't give her up.
I saw Hugh come in. First term we met, we were 19. It's so weird being 60 now and on this sofa.
We've seen each other in between.
We have, obviously, yeah. We have. Fair bit. But I remember, never forget you coming into the Footlights club room. There was a little sort of smoky club room where they did things called smokers, where people smoked and tried to see someone trying to be funny at the end of it. But you couldn't because there was too much smoke. Anyway, Hugh walked in khaki, entirely in khaki. Do you recall that outfit? And you strode about that, and then you had to do an audition. You had to pretend to be the Emperor of China, trying to getting someone to bring him a cup of tea. And you sat in your khaki on a chair like this and just did this. You did the Emperor of China, unable to ask his staff for a cup of tea, and I turned to my friend and said, he's a star.
Sounds... yeah, sounds pretty groundbreaking. I don't remember the car... I don't think... khaki...
Yeah, it was
that
khaki. It was a
seems
khaki
very-
shirt and khaki trousers, I remember it
Very
well.
unlikely.
But your group, you were the ones who went to Edinburgh and you got the first ever Perrier. Was it a Perrier then?
It was.
It was.
I thought it was
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And
Yes.
look, there you all are. Look.
Oh, my God.
Children.
Tony Slattery. There's your good friend Stephen Fry at the back there.
Oh, the best.
With
your pipe,
with
for God's
pipe.
sake.
I mean, how old was he smoking a pipe?
What is a 19-year-old man doing with a pipe?
And you and Steve Fry were roommates, right?
We were not, but I spent probably more time in his room.
In
you
his
know.
room?
Yeah.
You hung out a lot.
We hung out, yeah.
And we found Footlights theatre programme. Now, I think, is this the one where you wrote each other's biogs? Do you remember doing this?
Did we write each other's bios, or is that a
It depends how funny they are.
Yeah.
If hers is funny, yes. I'm going to claim that I wrote it.
So
I bet I did.
this is Emma's, which shaves her head, wears baggy trousers, little round glasses, deplores depilatories, drinks pints, protests regularly, votes Socialist Workers' Party, supports Spurs, eats fire, soaks pulses, wrestles, squats, is concerned, refuses to be stereotyped. OK.
Nothing's changed. Nothing has changed.
Yeah! That's pretty good.
You did write that. OK. Then
You could claim that one.
This is Hughes that Emma wrote this one.
Yeah, that's right.
1981, president of Footlights. Hughes was also a Cambridge rowing blues. In fact, he rowed in the 1980 boat race when Cambridge lost by 5 feet. And if you want to endear yourself to him, this fact is well worth shouting out during the show. Across with Albert Einstein and Clint Eastwood, Hugh is ugly and stupid. He plays a mean guitar and rather selfish harmonica.
Very good.
It is good. But the rowing thing is true.
Yeah.
It is true, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you were
don't know how
probably
you
good
did
at
it.
it.
That's why I went to the university, was to do that and nothing else. All of this, you know, la-di-da stuff, you know, that was...
Woof! Just
That was an-
woof!
that was
Look,
amazing.
woof! No wonder I fell for you.
That was the...
ton of bricks.
Now, that was the American Olympic pair. That was the year that the Americans boycotted the Moscow Olympics. Oh. So they had nowhere to go except the Henley Regatta, and we raced against them, and they trounced us.
Check out the size.
Yes, the legs are very impressive. And I noticed you went for a slightly shorter short. You obviously thought, these are working for me.
Yes, that was uppermost in my mind.
Double congratulations. Of course, this film is the first production from Team Downey.
Yeah. Yep. And Mrs. would be here.
Great team.
She's fantastic.
She co-produced the Sherlock Holmes movie, though, didn't she?
Yeah, she sends her regards.
Having another baby.
Yeah, another one.
So another Team Danny production.
Yes.
And when is this?
That one I had much less to do with than the movie. I was only involved for about 7 minutes.
Oh, I think you had some involvement, though.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Not bad, huh?
Yeah, she'll bring it in on time and under budget. Could you, just as a favour, because I know that, you know, some stars like to give unusual names, could you call him or her Uppy? Uppy Downey? It'd be so sweet. Wouldn't that be nice? No? OK.
Hugh Laurie, you love this book.
I love... Well, Le Carré this is holy text for me. And I loved...
And you know him, right?
Well... Yes, I would like to say now I do a little bit. I don't think he'd blank me in the street.
But were you at his party, his birthday party?
I did. I got taken. I got taken as Stephen Fry's date to his 70th birthday party at a restaurant in Hampstead. And at this party I don't quite know who these people were because you're not supposed to know anyway, but there was something like the head of the CIA and the head of the KGB were at this dinner. Big cheeses anyway.
Yeah.
And the place was crawling with bodyguards and there was a lot of earpieces and people were packing.
Yeah.
And...
Was this a Compton?
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Was this a Compton? I think I know that spot.
I have the lingo. During the dinner, one of his sons sort of went whispering around the table. There was a piano in the room, and he went whispering around the table. He said, "Does anybody know how to play Happy Birthday?" And I said, "Well, if no one else is, yeah, I'll do it if you want." So they said, "OK, you sneak over to the piano. No one's looking. You sneak over to the piano, sit down there. We'll signal the kitchen. They'll light the candles on the cake, and then they'll bring it in. And you start playing." I said, "OK." So I sort of snuck over. I sat down there. I lifted the lid like this, and I was all poised. And I could see the kitchen where they were lighting I could see them fussing over the cake. And they lit the candles, 70 of them, so I'll shorten that bit. And then the last thing they did, because obviously this was the restaurant's habit, the last thing they did before they brought out the cake was switch off the lights. So the place went dark, and there were just an eruption of guns and walkie-talkies. Nobody moved, everybody on the floor, and I had a sort of like... honestly, I am literally just the piano player. But order was restored, nobody died. It was a really exciting moment. But it also shows you the respect in which Le Carré is held in the world of spying and, you know, intelligence.
Oh, you've met Andrew before.
Yes. In my dreams.
No, you really met him, though.
Yeah, we met, and as you know, I'm not shy of an awkward situation.
No, you direct.
Yeah, so I had to confess to Andrew that I had a bit of alone time with episode 5. The thing that really upsets me is, like, today is everyone else but me's got more of a chance with Andrew in reality.
But you've had your good time.
I've had my moment, and you know what, Andrew? Thank you. On behalf of anybody who's got kids, been in a long-term relationship, thank you from the deepest bottom of my heart.
Can I point out that when I watched it without my wife, that was just to get ahead of the series. That was why I was doing it.
What I want to know is, when Paloma said that to you, what was your face doing, Andrew?
Well, I'll tell you that she told me on the red carpet of the BAFTAs. And we were like, hi, and she goes... And I was like, oh, hello. So,
Phoebe was really excited. So obviously she wrote it.
Yes.
And she was like, wow, that's an achievement.
Yes, that you got you there.
But I don't think I'm the only person. And there's a lot of people in the room looking at me like, oh, my God. But don't lie.
I just wanted known that the fact that I had my sofa steam cleaned 3 weeks ago was entirely coincidental, Andrew. Nothing to do with you. Nothing at all.
But weird weirdly, Stephen...
Can I just check, am I the only one that's not masturbating?
Weirdly, Stephen Fry, you could have been the hot priest. Because is this true? You seriously went to have a meeting about becoming a priest?
Yes, yes. When I was a teenager, you know, I loved so much about the church. I loved the music, I loved the liturgy. Not a Catholic priest, an Anglican priest.
Of course, yes.
I lived in the country, beautiful architecture, wonderful music, everything about it. I just fancied the clothes. I knew I could deliver fantastic sermons.
Yeah.
So I was sent to see a bishop, the Bishop of Lynn, the suffragan Bishop of Lynn, who decided that I would make a wonderful priest if there weren't one small problem, and that is that I didn't believe in God. Everything else, so I failed at the last moment.
I love that it got that far,
Yeah,
that you got a meeting with a bishop,
yeah,
and no one had asked you about the Jesus thing.
Yeah, yes. Well, I still do. I mean, I love church music, and I love the buildings. I love everything about it. I just can't quite take the whole story seriously. Well, I know I take it seriously, but I just don't.
Yes.
That final leap.
Yeah. There's probably quite a lot of vicars watching going, yeah, I hear you. Look at my house. You have experience of vicious animals. Creature.
No, I feel like I've had a lot of professional dealings with animals.
Yes.
I did a film with a lion once. I had to shoot with a lion, you know, a wild lion. And, well, I say wild, I mean, he's been in films.
Okay.
Bad boy.
And we had to do... So I arrived to shoot this scene, and the first thing I noticed was the camera crew were in a steel cage. Only big enough to contain the camera. I thought I'd better ask some basic safety questions. I said, what is the sort of safety thing here with this wild lion? And they said, well, the first thing is we make sure, before the lion works, we make sure that he has sex. Just to take the edge off.
I did that.
And I said, well, I'm not particularly worried about I'm not worried about a randy lion. I'm more worried about the eating kind. And they said, that's all right, because we will feed the lion. We won't feed him too much, because then he'll go to sleep. And I said, again, that's not really... Because I know what it's like. You open a packet of crisps, you have one, but then you kind of want more, don't you? And the third thing they said, the third sort of safety measure, was that the lion's downhill. And he's very lazy, and he probably won't chase you. And again, I was just not really reassured by this. And I said to the chap, but what... You know, if it does happen, what are you supposed to do? And he took great delight, a South African handler took great delight in telling me that if a lion charges you, useful advice, you have to reach back, you take a handful of shit and you throw it in the lion's face. And I obviously said, where'd you get the shit from? And he said, don't worry, it'll be there. Very good.
Brilliant. Stephen down the end here is currently filming the new Sherlock Holmes movie. You know, the...
Yes, I am.
Yes.
And are you Sherlock, or are you...
No, Robert Downey Jr. has taken the part of it. I play his intelligent brother.
I see.
Yeah, Sherlock Holmes has a smarter brother called Mycroft. And I play Mycroft. We look very alike. That's why I was cast,
yeah. You do think that's another mystery for Sherlock,
yeah.
isn't it?
The handsome version of RDJ.
Because I knew you were a Sherlock Holmes fan, but I didn't realise you were what a huge Sherlock Holmes fan.
Oh, it sort of determined the course of my life, oddly enough. When I was very young, I joined the Sherlock Holmes Society of London. Sherlock Holmes is one of these literary figures that attracts an enormous amount of attention and a sort of fake scholarship. I don't know why. It's because there's a certain number of stories and they're very detailed. And people who love them intensely. And I was like that as a boy. And so I joined, and I delivered a learned paper to the Society. I was the youngest member of the Sherlock Holmes Society for a time. And it was that got me expelled from my first school, a list of schools from which I then got expelled, which led to prison and the whole sort of course of my life, to be perfectly honest. So I really owe everything to, both in terms of degradation and redemption, to Sherlock Holmes.
What I didn't know is that house in Europe is massive, isn't it?
It is rather large. It is rather substantial, yes. I can't account for it because it seems to be such a wordy show. Such a sort of densely wordy show that I can't imagine how it gets translated well enough. I mean, shows where people, you know, which involve guns and, you know, get in the car or get out of the car or, you know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's the dialogue. I can understand that going well in Belgium, for example. I don't know why I picked on Belgium. They're little. And there are no Belgians here. No, there aren't. But, you know, it's something like House, which is such an idiomatic and witty show, I think. I think it's extremely funny, extremely well written. It's amazing to me that people are prepared to, you know, they really sort of get into it. Yeah.
And are European fans more reserved than Americans, or are they...
We had a slightly frisky time in Germany. The Germans were quite assertive. How can I let me put it that way? I mean, I'm not saying they conform to any national stereotype at all. I'm not saying, because they really were charming and friendly. But if things don't go their way, I had to get on a train to leave Germany, and there were a bunch of people with autographs, you know, and I said, look, I'm going to miss this train. If I stop doing, I'm going to miss the train. So they started tearing up the photographs and throwing them in my face. And saying, go back to England. I said, that's actually what I'm trying to do. And then they would... what I didn't realise, that the German word... Well, it's not a word. The German for boo is not boo. When Germans boo, they go ooh. So I had people, after they'd done all that, and they'd said all their German things, I was running for this train, and all I could hear was people going, ooh. It makes you wonder, what am I... and it was only when I got on the train and I realised that that's what they'd been trying to communicate.
Miriam, you look beautiful tonight, but are you interested in fashion?
Oh, go on.
Well, no, but you're very put together. You're very put together tonight.
Well, I wanted to look nice because I'm selling the book. I mean, normally I come on and I just talk dirty, but tonight I wanted to look smart.
Oh, the wrong book.
The wrong book. No, I'm not interested in fashion at all.
But now, when you worked with the great Martin Scorsese, your fashion sense didn't cheer up the crew, but you did cheer up the crew.
Well, this is a story. It's a true story. You know Martin Scorsese,
I do.
Of course.
Yes.
Well, I was in a film that he was directing called The Age of Innocence. A very good movie, by the way. I hope you thought so.
Yes.
And,
no, right.
Good. And before it started, you have to go in a sort of costume parade, and everybody looks at you to see if the costume fits the character and all that. And I was the very last person to be seen that day. It was a big cast, loads of people, you know, Dan Day-Lewis and Michelle Pfeiffer, you know, really important people. And then there was, you know, that shoplifter, Winona Ryder. And I didn't like her. I really didn't. And there were lots of other people, you know.
She didn't like her.
Richard E. Grant, who's adorable, and you know, a lot of people, Sian Phillips and hundreds of people, and I was the very last person. And when I got in the room, I could see they were just exhausted. The whole crew, they were slumped, they were tired, they were fed up, and I thought, I've got to do something to cheer them up, because when you see people in that state and you know you're going to be working with them, and I thought, I know what I can do. And so I stood up there and I just lifted up my top and tore off my bra and my bosoms, which are large and friendly, and I just gave them to them. And it made them happy.
Brilliant.
It was worth doing.
Now,
I've seen them because...
You've seen my bosom?
Yes, do you remember when we were shooting Cold Comfort Farm,
yeah.
the John Schlesinger movie, you got stung on one of them by a bee. When we were doing that scene outside, do you remember that?
I don't remember
yeah.
that.
And you just took them out and said, look! And I said to John Schlesinger, because I said, did you see Miriam just took her breasts out? He said, no, but I heard them hit the ground.
Very good.